It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buccaneers and the Cowboys on Sunday night.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Tonight, it's the Sunday night opener for the new NFL season between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined by Charles Davis up in the booth for the first week of the 2022 NFL season. A great game awaiting us in this primetime showdown, CD. You've got two teams with eyes on going to and winning a Super Bowl here this season. Week one, these two getting together. Cowboys, Tampa Bay should be a lot of fun.
They thought that they could win it all last year, got to the playoffs, and were eliminated by teams that really figured heavily in the Super Bowl contention. Let's go ahead and start with Dallas. They ended up losing at home to San Francisco, who went to the NFC title game against the Rams, who beat Tampa in the playoffs and then won it all. Both these teams have excellent.
It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings him out.
And not only was it great to see Dak Prescott make his return in 2021, it's even better to see him playing the best ball of his career. He didn't lead Dallas to just a division title and its best record in 6 years. Dallas also led the league in yards and points, the first time it has led in both since 1971.
Prescott off play action. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick 6. Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Elliott saw the fewest carries of his career in 2021, but that didn't stop him from still going across 1,000 yards for the 4th time and finishing top 10 in the league in both yards and touchdowns. Another productive season from one of the league's best backs.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
The Dallas Cowboys provide a fresh opportunity for wide receiver James Washington, who picks up a first down with that catch. He ended up sinking down the depth chart in Pittsburgh after posting 700 yards in his second season. He's hoping that he can play over the top as he did so well in college and early in his Pittsburgh tenure for the Cowboys.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Prescott. Dancing to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing. Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
Well, for a little bit, we thought his story had concluded, but not to be. Here's Tom Brady in his 23rd NFL season, leading the Bucs offense out once again.
For 1 month, many people thought they'd seen the end of the greatest quarterback career in league history. Of course, there were others who expected Tom Brady to come back, and he did so 40 days later for a 23rd NFL season. Leading the league in completions, yards, and touchdowns at age 44, he showed that he's as good as ever. But, of course, losing in the divisional round, not the way he wanted to go out in his final game. For TB12, it's Lombardi trophies or bust.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
A lot of hype, of course, going into this one with the Cowboys and the Bucs. They met last year in the season opener. Remember, that was the night they raised the banner in Tampa. It was also Dak Prescott's comeback game, and the Bucs wound up winning 31-29 on a late Ryan Succop field goal. Really good game that was. Well, these two teams were also the 2 best offenses in the NFL last year. The Cowboys gaining 18 more yards over the course of the season than the number 2 Bucs.
Brady now on 1st down. He finds his target. It's Evans. Brady to throw again.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
On 1st down, Brady completes it to Miller.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Brady. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, they just continue to march the ball down the field here through the air, Charles. He is now 6 of 6 throwing the football.
And would help the defense if he was just throwing it to one guy, because you could marshal some forces over there. But the way he's spreading it around, he's hitting them at all angles right now, making it very, very difficult.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Brady
across the formation, and he gets this to Miller.
Play action. Now it's Brady. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Dallas offense set for this next drive.
And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? And turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And this is caught.
Holding, offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Brings up 3rd down.
3rd and long for Prescott.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive.
They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
This is caught by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Brady now to throw. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy. And can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. Working with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the
A give to Elliott running left. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Washington. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On is the punter, Brian Ager, to kick this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10
at their own 18. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Up the gut, Fournette. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the 1st.
Coming in, he really likes his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
And out now come the Cowboys. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On play action, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Zeke going to get it on the option.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Prescott from the gun. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. A dump off to Elliott. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
Prescott to the sideline on 4th down. Jonathan Garibay is out there for the Dallas field goal. Garibay's kick is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, back to Fournette.
And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And brought in by the tight end Cook.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Evans has it left side.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It's the gain of 7. At the Cowboys 39-yard line.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. Johnson's got it complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now Brady again. He completes it to Evans.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
The 40, the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
And Jonathan Garibay out for the PAT.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. To the 40 and no further. The broken tackle, but then the hole closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And Cook has it, left side.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jordan Lewis. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
They've looked his way quite a bit, and in my estimation, as well they should.
Well, that's now 5 catches in this first half alone.
And he picks up another first down. He's been an important part of their offense here early.
On first down, Brady.
Now pass underneath for Fournette. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. And now here's another interception. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take one of the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Back now comes Tampa Bay.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Brady now on first down.
They'll find Miller. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Brady going to throw.
Quick throw, finding Mike Evans. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
Brady to throw again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Brady to throw. It's caught. It's Miller. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Here's Brady.
Finding Miller once more, complete. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
Now Brady.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, it's Brady. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Micah Parsons
now with his 2nd sack here on opening night.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
Succop's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Fields this way up at the 17. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Looking to throw. Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Inside give to Elliott. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, he finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. Now the Cowboys are going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast too, converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Prescott to the sideline on 4th down. Jonathan Garibay is out there for the Dallas field goal. Garibay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they're able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Throwing on first down is Brady. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Brady. It's Miller, complete. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Brady now on 1st down. And this is caught by Evans. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And this is Cook with the grab. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Brady. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brady. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The final shot before half for Brady. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, where you see the final score there. Josh Allen, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we'll make the trek east to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Cordero Patterson, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. And finally, what a kickoff to Monday Night Football. Russell Wilson's first game as a Bronco, and it's in Seattle to wrap up Week 1. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the 3rd quarter. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And they had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And the lead will stay put at 17.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Brady's throw taken in by Cook. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Now Brady again.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Well, first down run there for Fournette, but it won't accomplish much as he'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. He'll set up the screen to Fournette.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Brady.
He'll find Fournette again here.
And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Succop's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Prescott on 1st down. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott back to Elliott, and he's got him again. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Prescott now from the 50. Flush to his right, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky. Could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken at the 46. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
So after the INT, it's Brady. He completes it to Evans. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. That'll be complete to Cook. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. A handoff to Fournette. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 62 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, Brady. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Look at this, a tight end carry. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. Another shot from the one on second and goal.
Fournette.
They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on third and goal. Here's Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Succop's kick is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice.
A fairly short kick from the 14. Dallas offense set for this next drive. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
From the 29, Prescott to the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Play fake. Here's Prescott.
That's caught again by Schultz.
And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw again. Prescott. And that'll be incomplete.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Coverage defensively by Logan Ryan.
10th carry now for Elliott. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He was brought down at the 26. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 6. Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Prescott to the sideline on 4th down. Jonathan Garibay is out there for the Dallas field goal.
From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out.
Garibay's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
This one fielded at the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. Evans has it left side.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. On play action, now Brady. And this is Cook with a grab. And he is going to have a Bucs first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady.
They'll swing this out to Fournette.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now, despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. Finding Evans here, going across the middle of the field. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Brady.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Mike McCarthy pretty decisive. He brings out that red challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So Mike McCarthy correct in his assessment there to challenge that ruling. Succop's kick is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now here come the Cowboys. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. 65 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Brady now on 1st down. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Again, it's Brady. Dumps it off to Fournette. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. A shotgun give to Fournette. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Brady. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. A pass underneath for Fournette. And he'll be brought down well short of the 1st at about the 9-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Succop's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
To throw is Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here's Brady and the Bucs.
Down by 8, a little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Now Brady. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Brady.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Well, partner, that'll do it. These week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation, a fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them. They've got that in their pocket now.
So for Dallas, they start